Welcome to Instant Replay for MLS Matchday 3. I'm your host, Andrew Wiebe, and as always, we're taking a closer look at the most controversial refereeing decisions in Major League Soccer. It's been a red card bonanza in South Florida to start the season, and Matchday 3 was no different for Inter Miami as Charlotte were in town. 38th minute, scoreless game, goalkeeper Oscar Ustari coming out of his box to challenge for a ball, and Wilfried Zaha beats him to it. Now, you can see very clearly the contact between the left knee of Ustari and the foot of Zaha. This is a foul. The question is it DOGSO, denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? Guido Gonzalez Jr., the referee, says yes. Out comes the red card, and I am good with this call. You could argue perhaps that Zaha's touch is taking him a little bit wide, but folks, the goal is wide open. There are no defenders there to defend. So, goalkeeper takes down the attacker 1v1, the net is wide open, and we're guessing that maybe, just maybe, those defenders get back in time to perhaps challenge. To me, that's not rising to the level of a clear and obvious error. And when you take a player down in a 1v1 situation and leave the goal open, you get your just desserts. Red card. We've got a pair of big calls in that Nashville-Portland game, so let's take a closer look. First off, just 5 minutes in, nice little driven ball over the top for Sam Surridge of Nashville, who's running onto it and looks to have an opportunity 1v1 with the goalkeeper, only crash. Here comes Zach McGraw pretty darn clumsily. That is a foul, folks, so it's a penalty. The big question is it denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity of the yellow kind, aka challenging for the ball or attempting to challenge, or the red variety? No challenge, holding, pulling, pushing, no possibility to play the ball. On the field, Filip Dujic calls the penalty, and he gives a yellow card, saying McGraw is in the act of attempting to challenge. There is no review initiated by VAR David Barry. Now, on first watch, I'm thinking, boy, I don't know, man. Looks like holding, pushing, pulling from McGraw. Doesn't look like he can challenge for this ball because Surridge is in between. Seems like a red card to me. But the more I go back and watch it, I have to examine one thing. Is it a cynical challenge by McGraw? Does he intend to take down Surridge? I don't think so. I think he's tracking the ball over his shoulder, thinking, I'm gonna have to make a play, and Surridge gets in between him at the final moment. Had he pulled Surridge down or intentionally taken down the player, I would say red card all day. But in this case, for a clumsy tackle, when he wants to play the ball, I think yellow is justice and also goes by the laws. Well done to the refereeing crew on that one. I'm a little more iffy, however, on the penalty call in the 16th minute from Ed Kasem of Nashville. Julio Ortiz is called for the foul, but I understand it, but I don't like it. Yes, there's a little push out with the right arm. Yes, Ortiz sort of steps across Kasem, but I don't see any contact there via the angle behind the goal. So then for me, you're just looking at the push. I would have liked to see a play on the field. No penalty, let's keep it moving, nothing to see here. Don't go down so easy, Kasem, that's on you, man. But Dujic calls the penalty, and in that case, David Barry, in my opinion's hands are tied as the VAR. Given the push, I don't think you could say this is clearly and obviously not a penalty, therefore it will stand. In the end, this is just a slight differing of opinion, but I would like to see no penalty here. How about a great call by a VAR in that Austin, Colorado game? Daniel Radford is watching these plays as Marcus de Oliveira referees, and this is a difficult call on the field here in second half stoppage time. The result is in the balance. Does Diego Rubio get to the ball first? Is this a foul on Wayne Frederick II of the Rapids? Live, you could probably argue, yeah, that looks like a foul. And that's what's called on the field by de Oliveira. But this is why we have video review. Daniel Radford watches it back and he sees a clear touch by Wayne Frederick II before Diego Rubio arrives. He calls Oliveira to the board, he calls Oliveira to the monitor, play is reviewed, penalty is taken off, and the Rapids end up winning this game. This is a great use of VAR. Well done to the refereeing crew on this one. And I just want to shout out Joe Dickerson in the Vancouver-Montreal game for a great no penalty call in the 67th minute. Veselinovic just makes an incredible tackle on Prince Owusu. Watch Dickerson. He spots it, points it out, communicates it on the field. That's how it's done, folks. Well done. Here are a couple semi-gray areas to finish this off. Cincinnati-Toronto, 69th minute. Is this a handball on Tyrese Spicer? It's not called on the field by Ismir Pekmic, but Kevin Terry Jr., the VAR, calls him to the monitor, and penalty is the decision after review. It's a tough one because you can't exactly 100% see where that ball hits arm, just that it hits. It's a little bit of a tough one because you're really having to squint and make sure you understand where that ball hits arm. Because Tyrese Spicer does have the arm out away from his body. He makes his silhouette bigger, and to me, he moves that arm toward the path of the ball. So if it hits the arm, it's a handball. As I watch back the replays, it's the angle from the front of Spicer that really tells me that it hits bicep. For me, this is the right call. Penalty, well done by the crew. And in the end, I'm okay with the crew in Seattle leaving Paul Rothrock's banger on the board. 57th minute, it's a tie game, and Rothrock just unloads. But look at that offside line, and look who's standing on the wrong side of it. It's Jesus Ferreira, and look who looks like he might be obstructing the vision of the goalkeeper as the shot is taken. After all, Ferreira roughly is in that line of sight and is moving toward the trajectory of the ball. So I would not have been surprised to see this called on the field and perhaps even sent for review, but the giveaway to me in this situation is that Thomas Hasal, the LAFC goalkeeper, does not protest. He is frustrated, he kicks the ball in the back of the net, but he is not calling for the referee to notice, hey, I was obstructed, I couldn't see that ball. So in the end, Drew Fisher calls it a goal on the field, and I agree with the decision by Kevin Stott not to send it down for review. All right, that's it for us for Matchday 3. If you see something, say something. Please, 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 please. I can't say please enough. With the minute, it is so helpful. Big thanks to my producer, Rich Hernandez, and my editor, Aldo Medina. We'll see you next time.